What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name is Simon Hill, Black American from Louisiana, coming to you live from Budapest, Hungary. It's about 4 a.m. It's exactly 4 a.m. where I am at right now, May 31st, 2024, going on live for the first time in a few days. I've been busy working out, listening to music, preparing for the next writing for culturalist theory that I'm gonna do, working on Zero, the Crooked. This is gonna be a big episode, so y'all stay tuned for that. Subscribe to Culturalist Theory. Check out the writings I did for E40, DJ Quick, Khalees, Mystical, all this stuff, man. It's on a playlist on my channel. Shout out to all the new subscribers to my channel. I got about 4,100, close to like 4,200, close to in this month. You get what I'm saying? So it's been a very crazy month, busy month. I'm thankful for everything that's been happening right now. And I just want to come and just say very quietly, because, my wife is sleeping right now. It's quiet right now in my apartment. I don't want to wake anybody up, but Trump is guilty. Trump has been found guilty. The first time in American history, a former president has been found guilty of a felony, a criminal felony. Now, I have a lot of complaints and issues with the criminal justice system in America, because it has proven itself to be unfair to a lot of people, poor people, and specifically Black Americans. And, there's no such thing as a good prosecutor, I would say, right? Because our laws are inherently unfair and unjust. Most of them. But white-collar crime in America, which is what Trump was found guilty of today, is a type of crime in America that typically goes unpunished or underpunished. People that commit white-collar crimes, if they steal millions of dollars from investors, or if they fraud or fleece the government, a lot of the times they're able to walk away from that, and that's not okay, right? That really needs to be set straight. We need to have tougher laws, tougher penalties for people that commit white-collar crime in America. And I'm very glad that the very first person to get a conviction for a former president is this Black brother right here, Alvin Bragg. This is a Black American hero. A Black American hero. Shout out to Donnie Williams. Donnie Williams says he's in the Middle East. What's good, brother? Shout out to Donnie Williams. Are you in Bahrain? Are you in Qatar? Are you in Kuwait, Jordan? Let us know where you at, and I hope you have a good time and be safe out there, all right? Salaam alaikum to you. Eat a lot of hummus. Eat a lot of tagine. Eat a lot of couscous. Enjoy the Middle East, brother. Probably very hot out there right now. It's very hot, probably like 35 or 40 degrees or something like that. But anyway, a lot of people are celebrating that Trump is found guilty, but I want to celebrate more the fact that a Black American was the first person to get this done, right? Whether you agree with Trump, God forbid, or whether you think that Biden is the greatest president ever, whether you plan on voting or not, I think if you are a Black American right now, you have to tip your hat to this brother for doing something very brave, very courageous, something that most other prosecutors in the nation would not do. You get what I'm saying? Hello jumped into the chat. He said, what's you on about? What's you on about? I think you mean, what are you on about? I think we have a lot of English as a second language speakers here, but I'm talking about Alvin Bragg, the Black prosecutor in New York City, who is the first prosecutor, the first lawyer in the nation to ever prosecute a former president and win a conviction, right? And this is a monumental day in Black American history. If you notice, all across the nation, the only prosecutors who are going at Trump on the state level are Black prosecutors, right? Fannie Willis in Georgia, Alvin Bragg in New York, the first guy to get the conviction. I believe also in Florida as well, he's being prosecuted. And that's by a Black prosecutor as well. The only white prosecutor who is going after Trump is Jack Smith, and he works for the federal government. And I think that is because a lot of white people know that in their community, that attacking white supremacy, going after rich, powerful white people like themselves is taboo. It's considered, it will make you a person non grata, right? And the thing about Black Americans, we don't have access to the country clubs. We're not in those elite upper echelon spaces. We have nothing to lose, even though Alvin Bragg is a rich, powerful man, and Possibly, if I looked at Alvin Bragg's prosecutorial history, he has probably done some things that I would find very egregious and wrong in implementing the laws. But the fact is that Trump did something that is very wrong and illegal. He was using campaign money to pay a porn star while cheating on his wife, fleecing his own followers, fleecing the system that we allow politicians to use to raise money. That should not be okay at all. All right? Hello, jumped into the chat. He said they did nothing for the black community instead of racketeering off of social benefits. Hello. That comment will just get ignored because obviously you're a racist white supremacist and you're not even concerned about black American history. We are here to talk about the monumental events of black American history that are happening right now in front of our eyes. Student Vlog said hi. Shout out to Student Vlog as well. But yeah, Alvin Bragg being a person of our descendants, of our lineage, a person who shares the same ancestry as a lot of us in America, who have always fought and tried to fight for the rights and the ideals of America, right? And it's crazy because as a black American, Alvin Bragg has spoken about in the past how his interactions with the NYPD, with the police and that sort of stuff influenced him to want to get involved in law, influenced him to want to be involved in the criminal justice system, to try to make it better, right? And think about that. Growing up in New York City, getting harassed by the police, getting profiled by the police and that sort of stuff, stop and frisk and all that sort of stuff. And you end up becoming the prosecutor, the top lawyer in New York City that ends up prosecuting a president for the first time. How monumental is that? How beautiful is that? That goes to show the strength, the resilience, the intellect, the power that rests in the souls and hearts of us as black men, especially black American men, right? And I find it a very beautiful thing that Alvin Bragg was able to accomplish this. It's an amazing feat. And him, Michael Byrd was the police officer at the Capitol who shot that crazy racist white woman, Ashley Babbitt, who tried to break into the Senate chambers and stop the proceedings of the election, right? Michael Byrd is an American hero as well. As we see constantly throughout American history, black men from Crispus Attucks all the way to Alvin Bragg have been consistently the ones who have stood up for American democracy, who have stood up for the ideals that this country, America, says that it upholds or wants to promote to the rest of the world. Black men have been the ones who have fought to make sure that everybody in America gets fair treatment, that everybody in America is able to have the privileges and rights that are guaranteed in the Constitution, right? And hello. I'm going to just make sure that you never get a chance to speak on this channel. You are getting blocked, good sir. So hello, you just got blocked. You're welcome. Anyway, continuing to Alvin Bragg, man. To Alvin Bragg and every other black man out there in those high levels of authority, this is how we use power. This is how we make sure that black faces in high places isn't just a ceremonial thing. It isn't just something that is just meant to be up there just to say that we got into positions of authority and power and that sort of stuff. Alvin Bragg, salute to you. This is a monumental day. And while other people are just saying, oh yeah, Trump got convicted, this is something great and stuff like that, it is a good thing, right? Because it does hurt his chance to get reelected, right? Because many Republicans and conservatives said, I would not vote for a convicted felon. We as black Americans should be analyzing the stories and lauding heroes like Alvin Bragg for doing what he did, right? Because this man for the rest of his life will be haunted by crazy right-wing reactionary conservatives who love Trump, who literally might try to take his life. You get what I'm saying? Like being a person like Alvin Bragg who decided to, press these charges against Trump, follow through with the prosecution, and successfully win the guilty verdicts, right, from the jury, a jury of Trump's peers. Some peers literally got their information from Trump's Truth Social and other right-wing media outlets. They were even convinced by the prosecution's arguments that Trump is guilty. What a beautiful thing that Alvin Bragg was able to do. It's an amazing, amazing story. I just want to read a bit from his Wikipedia right here. Going to read from this. So Alvin Bragg, born October 21st, 1973, is an American politician and lawyer who serves as the New York County District Attorney covering Manhattan. In 2021, 2021, he became the first African American elected to that office. Bragg had previously served as the Chief Deputy Attorney General of New York and as an Assistant United States Attorney in the Southern District of New York. In 2024, he became the first district attorney to secure the conviction of a former United States president. Once again, this is the face of Black America. This is the face of Black excellence. This is the face of a man willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that justice is served in a nation that has historically been unjust to us. A beautiful thing. Shout out to Alvin Bragg. Shout out to this brother, man. I'm gonna read a bit about his life, man, because we need to know where this man came from and what he overcame. So Bragg was born in New York City on October 21st, 1973. He hails from Harlem and grew up on Strivers Row. In an interview with the American Prospect, Bragg said he had been deeply affected by the criminal justice system, most directly through 3 gunpoint stops by the NYPD. He graduated from Trinity College, Trinity School, before attending Harvard College. He graduated with a Bachelor of Arts cum laude in 1995 with a major in government. In 1999, he earned a Juris Doctorate from Harvard Law School, where he was an editor of the Harvard Civil Rights, Civil Liberties Law Review. All right. So, Desmond Martin said, that's the dude who took down Trump? Absolutely. Notice, man, ain't no white prosecutors doing this. And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. I might be wrong about the guy in Florida, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm pretty sure most of the prosecutors, attorney generals, whatever, in all the states that are prosecuting Trump are all Black people. 2 Black women, I think, and 1 black man, right? The only person who is not doing this is who? Jack Smith. And he needs the army. He needs the federal government to protect him from the crazy racist white supremacists who are out there who would try to kill any person who dare prosecutes their dear leader and stuff like that. So yeah, Alvin Bragg has overcome a lot, man, to become the first Black man to actually, make it to that position in 2021, right? In liberal New York City, it took, 200 plus years for a Black man to become the top prosecutor for New York City. That overcame a lot, all right? So off the background, impressive. Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely impressive. Shout out to Donnie Williams. Desmond Martin said, Black Fist, man, shout out to this, man. Listen, I know there are some Black Trump supporters out there, because there are some Black folks out there who don't like trans people, that don't like gay people, that hate on immigrants, that believe wrongly that the economy is better under Republicans and conservatives and stuff like that. There are some Black people out there, and you know what? I'm not even going to fault you for those wild beliefs. I will disagree with you and debate with you and argue with you about why those beliefs are wrong, but you can have those beliefs. And hell, you could even support Trump. But we as Black people, we as Black Americans should be more how can I say this, proud of our brother for standing up against this racist, white supremacist, one of the most powerful men in America. Whether he is convicted or not, Trump is still a very powerful and influential man. He stood up to him, all of his crazy followers, and for the rest of his life, he will be hunted down, and people will taunt him, people will threaten his life, people will send hateful messages to him and his children and stuff like that. But he said, you know what? You know what's even more important? That we actually find a way to have justice in America. Because you know what? It's not okay that, Tyrone and Keyshawn get locked up in Rikers for, I don't know, weed or possession of controlled substances or dealing drugs and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Trump can fleece his followers, lie to his followers, and take money from the people that believe in him and use it to pay porn stars while he cheats on his wife. Right? Then that's explicitly against the law, but we're not going to prosecute it because we're scared of Trump followers? No, you get what I'm saying? It takes a lot of nuts. It takes a lot of cojones. It takes a lot of testosterone. It takes a lot of fortitude to be a man, a Black man in a white supremacist world like America and say, you know what, we're going to fight against white supremacy till in every facet, in every arena, with every weapon that we have, other than the gun and the sword and the fist and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? That's why I always come on my channel and I only speak about white supremacy. You never hear me come on my channel talking about black women this or dating this or any other group of people. If you're a man talking about anything, if you're a black man in this world talking about anything other than white supremacy, you a bitch. If you online, if you complaining all the time about dating and women and red pill this and high value man this and alpha man that and talking about I'm trying to go to the Philippines to sleep with a bunch of working girls and stuff like that, you a bitch. You a bitch. Men like Alvin Bragg, that's not a bitch. That's a man. You get what I'm saying? It takes a lot of backbone, like Donnie Williams says. You get what I'm saying? It takes a lot of backbone, like Donnie Williams says, to be able to fight against white supremacy, to deal with the death threats, and to deal with the actual idea that you could lose your life for fighting for a bigger idea. You're not going to lose your life talking shit about women online, but you might lose your life talking about white supremacy in the real world. And that's a fact. And that's something that I deal with all the time. Open up my comment section, all I get is, nigga, if I see you, I'ma kill you. I get that shit every day. And I know Alvin Bragg and Obama and Michael Bird and every other black man who has tried to fight for the ideas of this democracy, fight for the betterment of our world altogether, they deal with the same thing. Right? And that's what real masculinity is. That's what real manhood is. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna jump into the comments right here. So Desmond Martin said agreed. JBD0272 says con artists finally be held accountable. Yeah. Donnie Williams says backbone. Yes. Amen. Power to George. I don't know who George is. Let him know, says Donnie. By the way, for anybody who wants to say Alvin Bragg might be, he might be a COON. He might be something like that. We can even see his wife. Brother got a beautiful sister on his arm. The brother, Alvin Bragg, got a beautiful sister on his arm. The man is flawless. Some people might not even like me because you know what they say. Simon Hill keeps it trill, keeps a white woman on his arm. But this brother got a beautiful sister with him. Tell me, man, that's not black excellence. Tell me this ain't black excellence, man. Tell me this ain't black excellence. Tell me this ain't black excellence right here. Beautiful thing to see. Beautiful thing to see here with Alvin Bragg right here. So yeah, he's able to do a lot. He's able to do a lot, and I just hope we gain inspiration from this. You get what I'm saying? But the fight is not over. Trump could still run for presidency, even from the jail cell, like Eugene Debs, right? And if you don't know who Eugene Debs was, he was a socialist candidate for the U.S. presidency back in like the early 20th century, and he got millions of votes while behind bars for trumped-up charges. And he was a real political prisoner, by the way. But Trump could still win. So it is up to the American people to make the final decision on Trump's fate come November, right? There are some black people out there who are saying, like, I'm still going to vote for Trump. This makes me want to vote for him even more. All right. Tan Desmond says, you don't know he good, son. All right. I don't know what Desmond is saying right here. I have no idea what you're trying to say, Desmond. But yeah, anyway. The thing is, come November, black Americans in general, have to put the final nail in the coffin in the Trump series, in this weird reality show where we said we're going to let a failed casino businessman, fraudster, steak salesman become the president, and we're going to run the country like a business, like all that sort of stuff. Like, that has to be done. That's got to be done, but that's got to be decided by the American people. You get what I'm saying? So I hope come November, there is, actually the finale of this series, that Trump does end up going to jail, because he's probably not going to go to jail for this conviction. It's his first conviction, nonviolent felony, right? He'll probably pay a huge fine, maybe do some community service, something like that, right? That's probably most likely what will happen to Trump. But if he continues to rack up felonies, he gets a felony in Georgia, gets a felony in Florida, then a federal felony as well, it would almost be inconceivable that he doesn't go to jail, right? And he's going to probably appeal it and fight it till the end for every conviction he gets. And maybe that, final sentence will be delayed until the day he dies, right? He is getting pretty old. Like, I think he's in his 80s, right? Like, how old is Trump? Let me look that up. How old is Trump? Let's see. All right. Trump is 77 years old. He maybe has another good 10 years on him, maybe 15, something like that. He's got great doctors. Let's see how old Melania is. Hey, oh, do we want Melania back on the market? Melania is 54. Hey, Melania is 54 years old. Hey, holla at Melania. Hey, we gonna take care of Melania, Trump, when you leave. When you go to jail, we gonna make sure Melania's straight. Don't worry, Trump. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Damn, I was gonna say something. Yeah, I think it's likely Trump will continue to fight all of these cases on appeal for a long ass time, maybe even delay sentencing. But I do think it is possible that he will see some jail time, right? Because I think, the jurors in New York realized that they were doing something very significant and important, right? And they knew that the possibility of this could lead to, ungodly things, civil war, public backlash, protests, their lives being in danger, stuff like that. But they said, what the right thing to do is to find this man guilty because we heard the evidence in the court of law and we believe in our system. And the jury is actually one of the best parts of the American criminal justice system, right? Juries do get it wrong sometimes, but it is actually, the one space where people, the real people, have a say on the outcome of something, right? And the thing is, I think those jurors realize, hey, we might actually send a president to jail. And the system, if the system accepts that the jury can come to that conclusion, I think the country overall is warming up to the idea that this once powerful white man could go to jail. I do think that is a possibility, right? Especially if he continues to rack up convictions like this, right? Yeah. That's really all I have to say. It's about 4:20 p.m. 4:20 a.m. that you can see how tired I am. I just got finished working. So I'm about to go to sleep. Once again, shout out to Alvin Bragg. Shout out to Alvin Bragg right here. Shout out to Alvin Bragg. Shout out to Crispus Attucks. For anybody who doesn't know who Crispus Attucks is, do y'all know who Crispus Attucks is? No? Y'all don't know who Crispus Attucks was? He was the very first man to die for America. Crispus Attucks. I'll never forget, my father taught me about Crispus Attucks. Basically, at the Boston Massacre, the British pulled up and were trying to harass a bunch of Americans who were, protesting against taxes or whatever. Crispus Attucks stood out there in front of the line. He was a half Indian, half black, black American, right? Descendant of slaves, became free, stuff like that, was living in Boston, died for the country. And this is an undisputable fact that the first person to die for America was a black American. The first person to die for America was a black American. Y'all don't know who my guy Michael Bird is? Michael Bird. Y'all know who my guy Michael Bird is right here? Michael Bird. This is the man that shot that crazy white supremacist woman, Ashley Babbitt, who was trying to break into the Capitol and lead a bunch of other crazy right-wing white supremacists into the Capitol to kill senators because they were about to officiate that Trump lost the election, which he rightfully did, right? Y'all know my guy John Goodman. Oh no, John Goodman. What was his name? Not the guy from Roseanne. No. Eugene Goodman. Yes, his name was Eugene Goodman. Pardon. Y'all know my guy Eugene Goodman? Eugene Goodman, the black officer at the Capitol, who directed the mob of crazy white supremacists away from the chambers, had those people chasing him. They were about to kill him. And he was running away from them so that they would follow him instead of going into the chamber with the senators. Once again, a true black American hero. And I'm only listing the few that I can think of right now. But of course, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, James Baldwin, basically any black American who has spoken about the ills of America is a true patriot of America. Any American who challenges white supremacy, specifically black men, but anybody who challenges white supremacy is a hero of America. Anybody who tries to force this nation to be as good as it possibly can is a hero to America. And that's who my guy Alvin Bragg was. Shout out to that brother. Once again, as black men, we have to show love to other black men. We have to love our people. We have to give props to each other when we see each each other, and we always have to uplift each other, right? And say, good job, brother, whenever you do something like this, all right? But that's really all I got to say. Shout out to Donnie Williams. Shout out to Tan Desmond. Shout out to JDB0272. Shout out to Desmond Martin. And shout out to Student Vlog. And that's all I got to say. Y'all be easy out there, wherever you are. Peace.